You here again today. We'll just have a little bit of a chat while people jump on. Apologies for not coming back to you last week. It was a bit of a manic week, and this week has proven to be a little bit similar. However, I really want to make this a regular feature so that we get some momentum and some questions. We've still got some questions coming through, so it was nice last time. Somebody who had, I won't mention their names, but somebody who had been watching the live spotted something in the background which had been a product in our range quite some time ago and had been retired, and they asked if there was any spare. So that was really lovely that we're able to bring that little piece of beauty to those people's homes. So, which, as you know, is what we're here. That's what we're all about. So what I wanted to do today is just share with you what our items are that we're using for our tablescape. We know it's nearly winter, but we want to share with you our the behind the scenes, I suppose, of what we've chosen and why we've chosen it. Hello, lovely. I need to put my glasses on. Thank you so much for joining, Melanie, Rusty, Kerry, Delaney. That's so nice to see you. I'll give you a little wave. Okay, so what we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is just share with you what we've put on our autumn table. Hopefully you can see most of the things here. We've chosen to use our signature dragonfly, French Country Dragonfly dinner set. It's a staple. It's a really beautiful white, and it can be matched with lots of colors. So we find in the summer it's really beautiful, even if you're using like bright colors. But in the cooler months or autumn and winter, it's really nice when it's put with other muted tones. So we might put, like you'll see, our rust here. Of our planter. So those sorts of colors go really well too. So when you see the tablescape, and we're going to film that, you'll see this. You will also see the Laguiole cutlery set. Now, one thing I'd like to point out about these cutlery sets in particular, the André Jardin Verdier, is they are French. There are many on the market that are not, and these are definitely made in France. You can tell by the quality and the tooling used. I've been really fortunate to spend a bit of time in this region, which is the only place in the world that makes authentic Laguiole cutlery. So if you ever get the chance to go to the village of Laguiole and the region, it's really beautiful. There are many knife makers. They're very famous for it. In fact, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but young men, when they turn 21, they'll often be given a Laguiole knife. And the shepherds back in the day, they would use their knife as their cross. They would pop. Oh, thanks, Kerry. I love the bee glassware as well. They would put these into the ground, and they would use that as their cross to pray at night. So that's going back when there were still shepherds in the fields in France. So the other thing, and interesting that Kerry is mentioning the bee glassware. So what we've chosen for our autumn table is the aubergine colour, and this is what we were talking about, it being muted and really beautiful. So it's got the iconic bee emblem, and this week we've been celebrating World Bee Day. So Napoleon chose the bee. So these glasses, not these particular ones, but others were made for him, and that was chosen for their industriousness. And it's not really documented, but we imagine that with Josephine and all of her amazing plants that she planted at Malmaison, she must have had bees there to be able to pollinate so many of these rare species that she had. I'm not sure if you know, she had 1,500 known varieties of eucalypts. So the first 1,500 varieties of plants and many of the eucalypts. Anyway, back to our table. So we're also using the aubergine coloured wine glass with this table. The other thing that we've chosen, and these are the Delice. They're really lovely little dishes, and they're fireproof. These can go in the oven. So like if you're making tiny little caramel or something like that, they can go in the oven. But we've chosen to use these on the table. We're actually putting tea lights in them, so you'll see how beautiful that looks, but also as little condiments on the table. So some will be empty. So if you've got particular, you know, little spice dishes, or if you're putting oils or little, if you're using like jams or different sauces, these are perfect and they're really lovely. They come in sets of 6. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you was the tablecloth that we've chosen. We put this online a few days ago. So this is an olive stripe. It's a linen cotton blend, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tablecloth. Very heavy, really heavy quality, which is nice. Some of the linens that you'll see come out of different areas, they're quite light, but this is quite a heavy linen. So it hangs beautifully, and we think that the like traditional French grain stripe is perfect for our table. We're going to pair it with our new napkins, which have a ruffled edge. These are really lovely. They're just sort of landed on site. So if you go to the napkin area, these are a cotton, so they're not a linen. But I think this is the beauty of creating your own table, is that you can, you know, mix and match the textures, mix and match how heavy things are, how light things are. They don't always have to be matching, and that's what makes things uniquely yours. What else did we have? We are using our Amity. These are really beautiful. We love these Amity napkin rings. So you'll see those on the table. They are a handmade. They're a rough on the outside and they're glazed on the inside. Beautiful, really, really versatile, and can be used for lots of different things. Okay, so moving on, we've got the French country jug, the beautiful dragonfly jug. We have stocked this since 2003. It used to be made from porcelain. Now it is a stoneware, but it is something that we love. I have them in my home, and I know hundreds of our customers do too over the years. So this is a really beautiful piece. We're going to use this for water on the table. I often use mine at home as a vase, or just as a really nice little statement piece. So that's really great. Then we've decided actually to go with a really light toned candle. This is a sage, which is really quite a beautiful candle. But this is what we mean about sort of using, sorry if I'm moving backwards and forwards from the camera, but using different tones together. It can just work really, really well. And if you love it, that's all that matters. So this is what we've chosen. This is what we've suggested. But you might, you know, prefer to have a really dark olive candle or a white candle. But we are doing candles on the table, and we're doing them in these beautiful ruffled candle holders. They come in 3 sizes. We've chosen to go with the tall size. This is an 8 centimetre. But they come in a 6 and a 4 centimetre as well, and they're heavy and they look beautiful on the table. So that's just the other thing we're using for our candles. And then we've got these. We're going to use them as coasters in our wine, for our wine glasses. So these are quite lovely. They're inspired by the bee, so that's why we've chosen them this week for the World Bee Day. And they come in, there's 4 of them, and these are the 2 patterns that they come in. Once again, a slightly different tone of green, but they all work really well together, which you'll see. And then we have just some beautiful roses, which we're going to put on the table. So all of these are just freshly cut. They're actually from my garden. So these are, you know, something that you should really, really love. To use things out of your garden. I forgot to bring it today, but I'm also decorating on the table using just some autumn leaves, which have just been falling, which are really lovely. So if you've got things at your own home, then things in the garden, maybe bring some fresh aspect out, or pop into your favorite florist and go and buy your own flowers. So Kerry's asking what the little condiment jars are called. So these are called Delice. They Delice. They come in 3 sizes, and they are made to go in the oven. They come in sets of 6. So small, medium, and large. I think we are out of possibly the large, but hooray, hooray. We've just had a beautiful delivery from La Rochelle this morning, so we haven't got to unpacking those pallets yet. It's quite a big job. So as soon as we've unpacked and checked them, they'll all be on the site. If they're not, they're already. But yeah, they're a really nice size, and maybe next time I can show you the other sizes. Okay, I think that was everything that we're putting on our table. So quite simple and sweet, and just to make it really uniquely yours is what's important. The other thing I wanted to mention just before I head off today is we've just launched a giveaway to win a $150 shopping spree with Malmaison, where you'll win a gift card that'll be delivered to you. So if you are wanting to join that, just go to the post underneath this one and just comment win, and you'll automatically go into the draw. You don't have to do anything else. You'll have to enter your details, but that's it. And then you're welcome, Kerry. Then hopefully you'll be the winner. Yeah, so if you've got any other questions, like I said last time, please make sure you DM us, and we're only too happy to help. Hi, Osveda and Glenda Knitter, lovely to see you. Harry, lovely, and Benny, awesome. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm going to pop off now, but I will come back and speak to you again next Friday. It is, yeah, at 11:30. So 11:30 is going to be our regular live time, and hopefully if you've got any questions in the meantime, we're only too happy to help. Enjoy a beautiful day, and thank you for joining me. Bye for now.